sa trahedya ang isasalang masayang pagdiriwang ng unang anibersaryo ng programang Wowowee ng ABS-CBN. 73 ang kumpirmadong patay ng magsabi ng libu-libong manonood.
The year is 2006, a year where Filipinos made history on the international stage. Manny Pacquiao was at his peak, beating opponents like it was nothing. A Filipino by the name of Leo Oracion reached the highest peak in the world, becoming the first Filipino to climb the top of Mount Everest. But 2006 is also marred by calamities and controversy. Then President Gloria Macapagal Arroyo declared a state of emergency after a failed coup attempt. Who can forget the devastating typhoons including Milenio, which caused a zone-wide blackout that lasted for a week. Volcanoes wanted to get in the party too, as both Mount Mayon and Mount Bulusan caused evacuations. A year where reality seemed bleak, people turned to television to escape their harsh realities. Enter Wowowee, a popular noontime game show on ABS-CBN that provided entertainment and a whole lot of cash to people in need. But on the show's first anniversary on the 4th of February 2006, an unimaginable tragedy happened. This is the infamous Ultra Stampede. At the height of TVJ's dominance on noontime television, an underdog tried to enter the playing field in hopes of dethroning the kings. You come for the king, you better not miss, and that's exactly what happened. Wowowee constantly hit 20% ratings and even outperformed Eat Bulaga on numerous occasions based on the TNS national ratings and AGB Nielsen. Willie Revillame, a famous TV personality, started Wowowee on February 5, 2005. His quirky antics and ingenious game show segments quickly became popular with the Filipino masses. The segments Pera o Bayong, Cash Bukas, Hep Hep Hooray, and much more became hits not just for their fun nature, but mostly because they gave regular Filipinos a chance to win ₱1 million. Let's put that into perspective. The minimum wage in 2006 was 350 pesos a day. That's barely enough to meet the needs of a household. Now, imagine you're on minimum wage and a game show gives you this glimmer of hope. A chance to get ₱1 million to alleviate your family's living situation. Compare that million to your daily income. That is a game changer right there. So naturally in its first year, Wowowee's appeal grew exponentially. People saw the show as their savior and Willie Revillame as their messiah. Wowowee's first anniversary was supposed to be held at the PhilSports Arena, also known as Ultra. It usually did its shows in a studio at ABS-CBN with around 5,000 people in attendance. But it wanted to do something big for its anniversary. Wowowee had announced that it was giving away livelihood packages such as a house and lot, jeepneys and taxis, and so much more. On top of that, its ₱1 million prize money would be doubled. On the day itself, people swarmed the arena. At least 30,000 people lined up outside Ultra with one thing on their minds: be a millionaire at the end of the day. However, the promise of instant wealth made some people desperate. The show's organizers started handing out tickets to people, some of whom had been camping near the stadium for a few days. The stadium's capacity is only at 19,000, so most of the people in line weren't gonna make it. People at the back started pushing those in front of them, wanting to get in front of the queue to get a ticket. Their impatience and agitation quickly turned into desperation as they shoved people around them aggressively. As the commotion built up, the stadium guards panicked and closed the gates, which ultimately turned out to be catastrophic. People thought they weren't getting inside anymore, so they pushed and pushed until the gate eventually gave way. The people in front collapsed and were trampled. Mercedes Salazar, who was 45 at that time, went with his wife to enter a raffle in hopes of changing their fortunes. Both he and his wife were jobless, so winning would mean the world to them. But tragedy struck. Not only did he lose the chance of getting ₱1,000,000, but he also lost the love of his life. Mrs. Salazar was one of the 73 people who died from the stampede. Over 300 were injured as well. Most of them were elderly women who collapsed not only from the shoving, but also because of the steep incline in front of the gate. In the aftermath of the tragedy, the Department of Interior and Local Government formed the Task Force Ultra to investigate the events that led to the stampede. It found that there was a lack of system and proper crowd control that ultimately caused the incident. The show and its parent station ABS-CBN tried to clear their names from any wrongdoings. However, the task force criticized the station for its lack of coordination between the staff, the guards, and the arena security. The station also received criticism from seemingly getting caught off guard and not having any contingencies in place. The task force report also said that the people were exploited, manipulated, and treated like animals. The decision or act of offering so few tickets to so many people can be likened to throwing a small slice of meat to a hungry pack of wolves, and this triggered the stampede. Could this be a reflection of the government's policies during the time? President Arroyo's camp repeatedly said there is no correlation between the tragedy and the state of the country. Charges of reckless imprudence were filed against the show's executives, but on June 2010, the Department of Justice absolved Willie Revillame. Wowowee continued to air on television for another 4 years after the tragedy. No matter who's to blame, Mrs. Salazar and several others did what they could. Wowowee may or may not have used the people's plight to its advantage, but to the regular Filipino, they saw a chance to make their dreams of having a comfortable life turn into reality. The Ultra Stampede will always be a dark chapter in the history of Philippine television. 15 years have passed since then, but one thing remains the same. Underprivileged people like Mercedes Salazar are still clinging on to the hope that these shows provide. Thanks for watching One Picture, 1,000 Words. We have more videos that you might like. Click here if you want to know more interesting facts, and click here to know which shows you should be watching.